This conference will now be recorded.
So today we'll discuss the one of the database query language. So we SQL. SQL. This SQL, when you are learning about the SQL, the first thing is why do you need SQL? Okay, why should we learn the SQL? That's a question. We'll have that, and next we'll discuss the what are the SQL is going to offer, and we will write the some the queries to speak with the database or to talk to the databases. To talk with the databases, we'll see that here. See, in when you're coming here, uh, when you are working in IT, yeah, when you are working in IT, the must-have skills is one of the skill is SQL. So everything is like what are the data you are going to capture. Like, you can take the huge volumes of data now. Nowadays, it is a transferring huge volumes of data. It is a transferring. Like, you need to store it somewhere, and in future you need to use it that. So whatever the data you are going to take it here, so you will be having the one database. Database is you can take it as it's this is a database, and from your application, like let's take it as a you have a build a very massive application you have built. This application like a Facebook or Google or Twitter or whatever you take it here. This is your application, and the people are interacting with your application. The people are going to interact with your application. They are going to interact with your application. So when they are interacting with your applications, they will be they will be doing the some activities on this. Maybe they may be adding the picture, they may be deleting the picture, they may be sharing with the others, they may be commenting. So they will be performing, keep on performing the operations they are going to perform here. These all operations has to be stored in a durable manner. It has to be stored in a durable manner. For that purpose, we use the database. For that purpose, we use the concept of the database. These databases, again, when it comes to the databases, so the databases, again, we have a there are variety of databases are available now. The majority we can discuss now. One is SQL database. Another one is there is something called the NoSQL database. One is the SQL databases. Another one is a NoSQL database. When it comes to the SQL databases, we call it as a RDBMS. RDBMS, the Relational Database Management System. NoSQL databases, it is not compliant to the SQL standards. Those are we call it as NoSQL databases. One of the examples is MongoDB. Okay, MongoDB is one of the example, which is a document-based database. Okay, which is a document-based database, based database. Okay, now when it comes to the RDBMS, there is the great personality called the Dr. E.F. Card. He has given the 12 rules, like how the database has to be. Okay, when do you say that this database is a relational databases? Which are the databases follows the one of the eight out of your 12 rules? If the database follows the 12 rules, then we call it as a RDBMS. That is the story behind that. Like, I'm not going to the deep into the background of that. So now here, the databases, when you take the SQL databases, there are plenty of databases are available here in the market. So the most popular databases are, one is the Oracle database. Oracle is a database. MySQL is another database, which is from the same company. And then there is something called the PostgreSQL. Okay, PostgreSQL, Derby. Okay, SQL, MS SQL. Then you have a MS Access. Then you can name that as a DB2, SQLite. You can go on. The list will go very big. The massive list. These many databases are available, and these are from the different vendors. Okay, list still it is not end. There is still a big list is available, but you will listen or view once you are entering into the projects. One of these databases people will be using either Oracle or MySQL, PostgreSQL, Delphi, and there is another database called the H2 database. Okay, H2 database is another database. So I have seen all these databases. Okay, I have seen all these databases. Yeah. So most of the projects, they will use the one of these databases, they are going to use it here. Now to learn Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Derby, it is really a challenge for anybody in that matter. So that's where all the databases will follow the standards which are given by the SQL group. These databases will follow the standards which are given by the SQL group. This SQL group is a separate group. The SQL group is a separate group. They will give the standards for the database vendors to interact with your databases. What are the standards they are given? They have given in the form of a comments. They are given the standards in the form of a comments, and those comments are like DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, DQL, data query language, TCL, transaction query language. Okay, transaction query language, DDL, DML, DQL, TCL. Okay, yeah, so you can take it here. DDL is a data definition language, data manipulation language, data query language, transaction control language. Yeah, transaction control language. Yeah, you have it. These are the different types you are having here. I think I missed one thing. I missed. What is that? Okay, DDL, DML, DCL. Yeah, there is something called the DCL. DCL stands for the data control language. Data control language. This is the comments they have given. All the database vendors will follow these standards. DML, DQL, TCL, and DQL. These are the comments they have given. And whenever you are using the DDL, data definition, when you are going to define your database structure, when you are going to use your database structure, we will be using the DDL. We are going to use it here. Whenever you are going to deal with the data, you will use the DML, data manipulation language, and DCL, data control language, and TCL is a transaction control language, DQL is a data query language. And these all the standards are followed by the what are the underlying database, you take it here. So these all the standards will be followed by those databases. And another thing is, in relational databases, the data is going to stored in the form of a rows and columns. The database, like now, if you take the data, suppose, let me give you a simple example. When I'm asking you to store the student information, okay, student information, when you're taking here, you may open the Excel sheet. Yeah, you may be opening the one Excel sheet. You are going to open that, and the Excel will have the rows and columns that we call it as a cell. Suppose you need to maintain the entire college student information database you want, or you need to, like now, suppose you are conducting a event. Okay, just we can say that the F2 event you are conducting, one fun event you are conducting here. Now you are asking your college is having around 4,000 students you are having in your college. Now you want to get the information, or you want to capture the information who are interested in this event. Then people will be coming and giving their names. Like you can write it on the paper. Like it's the easiest one is typically we'll open the Excel. You are going to type the one ID value, you will give it here. This can be a running number, like serial, we can say it here. Then you are going to take the name of the student, what branch he is from, okay, either ECE or what semester he is in, and for the communication, feature communication, you may take the email, and you may take his mobile number. You may take the mobile number, you are going to take it here. Okay, you may take the mobile number. Now this is a way you will be capturing all the information you are going to capture, and you will be storing that whenever a new student comes, you are going to enter his details and your Excel is going to be used. The thing is that the file system, what is the problem is here, like now when you are working in a network environment, the files are not recommended. And suppose if you are working with the small size, yeah, Excels are good enough for you to serve that purpose. But when you're working with the massive data where you have a millions of records, and to open the 2 GB file in your RAM, it is very, very difficult. 2 GB RAM, 2 GB file, if you're opening in your RAM, so that is going to take the hell of a time. It's going to take it here to when the moment your data is growing huge, we will look for the databases, and databases are meant for the to do the heavy duty, like no, so scanning through the entire your table, and when you ask for the particular name, then it is going to pick the data and maintaining the indexing. Everything will be done by your database servers. Okay, your database servers, it is going to do that. Now here, the same way I want to store my data, instead of the Excel, I want to store it in my database. Here, the data also will be stored in the form of a table. The table contains the rows and columns. The table contains the rows and columns it contains here. The same thing, you need to create a table. You need to create a table. Okay, create table. We are going to do that here. And what are the attributes it should contain? The table, what are the attributes it should contain? You need to specify here. Now you specified here ID, name, branch, semester, email, and mobile number. Same way you're going to say it here. But when you're taking the different types, the semester, you may take it as a number. Email, it is a string. Mobile is a string. The branches, you are going to take it as again string, and name is also string. Suppose if you are taking the what is his percentage, okay, how much he scored, okay, what is his the present the score, okay, the academic score, you want to capture that here. That you may be taking here in the form of a number. The same thing when you're creating the table you should whenever you're going to create a table, you should know what are the attributes you're going to use it here. Are you using the what kind of attribute you're using? Yeah, is it a integer type, is it a number type, is it a image type? What type of the data you're going to store it in a column, you need to specify during the creation of the your table. Yeah, then you are going to add the, whenever you get the new record, you are going to add it into the table. You are going to add it here. You one more record, you are going to add it here. One more record you will be adding here. Yeah, this is a theoretically very good, like no, like creating the table and adding this, and diagrammatically when I'm representing also, it's very good. But your database is database servers are developed in some other language. These database servers are developed in some other language. Suppose you can take it here, like here in your in the team also, if you look at the currently who are people connected, so they will be speaking the different dialects. Yeah, I may be speaking the Telugu and Kannada, I may speak, and then you might be speaking the foreign languages, like what are the languages you know, and somebody else speaks some other language. Now, in order to interact with you guys, or with like to interact with like among our team members, like what we are doing, we are using the common language called the English. We are going to use it here. We are going to use the common language called the English we are using here. When you take these databases, everybody is having their own dialect. It is very difficult to maintain. Like now, when you're switching from one database to another database, the SQL group has given the standards, and those standards are, these are the standards: DDL, DML, DQL, DCL, and TCL. And by using those commands, the SQL, as a user, you are going to interact with these databases. Hey, if I want to create a table, I will use the create command. If I want to insert the data into the database, I will use the insert command. If I want to get the data from the database, I'll use the select command. So in order to tell the database, the user, he has to talk to the database. He has to talk to the database. To talk to the databases, he requires the SQL client. He requires the SQL client. Okay, database client or SQL client, you can say that here. By using this SQL client, he is using the SQL client, and this SQL client to tell that the user needs to tell that, hey, I have to get the data from this table, I have to get the data from this table. You need to get that here. For that, he has to write a query. He has to write a query. Now here you are going to say it here, select what? What do you want to select? You want to select all the rows from where? From, you get me all the rows from where? You need to tell this table name. Suppose my table name is a student. I'll say student. I'll say student. Hey, can you go and get me all the students? Now you are saying that like English it is. Initially they call it as a structured query like English language. Okay, that's the name of full form of the SQL. Now here later they change it to the structured query language. They have changed here. It is like English. Select what? All the fields from where? The student table. Suppose when you are inserting the data also, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to use it here. Hey, you go and insert the data into a particular table. You insert the data. You are going to say it here. So this is a way. So you will be interacting with by using the SQL. You will be interacting with the databases. Okay. But in case of the projects, how it will be used? That's the next question will arise here. So when it comes to the projects, whatever the application you are going to develop here, this is the application I have developed. Be it can be a .NET or Python, PHP or Perl or what are the programming language, you name it. You have developed this application in one of these programming languages you developed. This is application. What are the application you developed? It is just for time being I'm taking it as a Java application. Okay, so Java. Yeah, this Java application needs to talk to the databases. It needs to talk to the databases. This is what. Okay, your user, you will hide that complexity. Only you will show the screens. Okay, you may show the screens when user comes to your website. Okay, you may be doing this some operation. You may be registering with your application. You will open the registration form. The moment you fill the registration form and submit, and you are going to collect his entire data, you will write a query here, and that query is going to be inserted into the database. Whenever you ask for give me the transactions which are I have done that, or give me so far what are the orders I have made, is asking some data. Now again you will write a one more method and which will be talking to the database, and it will get the data, and the data you are going to display in the form of a table or whatever the format you want, you will be displaying that. So this is what this is a middle layer. Okay, this is a middle layer. This is a DB layer. This is a whenever taking the middle layer which contains you can say that as which contains your entire the server logic and interaction with the databases it contains here. Okay, whether you use the Java application or PHP application or Python applications, every developer must have the knowledge of the databases. He must have the database knowledge. So I always recommend the person should know one programming language and one database. And to know one database, instead of knowing the particular database, you better go with the SQL. Okay, you learn SQL. Once you learn SQL, you can go and comfortably work with the multiple databases. You can work with it. There is you need to put the small efforts. There will be some data type changes may happen from one database to another database, but the retrieving the data and these all commands are common in all the databases. Now we have two options. Now one, I can choose the PGSQL. Another one is I can choose the MySQL. Okay, I will show you that PGSQL and MySQL, how now when you are writing the same queries by using the SQL and SQL by using that, when you're interacting with the PGSQL, PostgreSQL and MySQL, what are the differences? You will see that. Just I'll explain that here. And once you learn this SQL, you should be comfortable to go and work on any databases. You can take it as a H2 database or whatever the database you take it here, you'll be there. So our focus is not on the database, a particular database. Our focus is more on the SQL. So this is what the learning objective for today and tomorrow. So before I go further, any questions? Do you have any questions? Is it good to go?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, done. Now here we will be using I'm going to use the Postgres SQL is my database. I'm going to use it here. I have both the databases, MySQL and Postgres SQL, both I have. But for time to explain you guys how to install and those all these things, I have deleted the Postgres SQL from my laptop. So you are going to this is the place you go here and download. I'm using the Windows. You can download the Windows version of that, and the latest version is 13. Yeah, it is the latest version. You can pick that here. Download packages. Okay, the Windows 32-bit packages. Okay. This is real. Yeah, download installer. Download installer. You can click on this here. Yeah, better. I'll paste this link. If you're using the Windows, if you're using the Mac or some other OS, you can just go and see that here. Instead of Windows, you just say that Mac. So you'll get the Mac. You download the installer. Yeah, I'm going to download the installer. I'm going to download, and it is asking the what version of the you required, what version and what is the operating system you are going to use it here. Okay, and which is available for all. I'm going to take it here. This is I can download that. You can choose the one of this version. These versions are not available for the Linux and Linux. It is available only for the Windows and the Mac. It is available. Mac 64-bit. It's available here. Like we can take the one of these things. You can take it here. Either 10 or 11. We are going to take it here. So let's go with I'm going with the 11. Sorry, 10.7. We are going to use it here. Okay. Probably. Okay. You see here, these are things are not supported. That means they are like when they go to the stable version, when they are releasing the new versions, what they do here, the old versions they may not support. Yeah, I need this because okay. So let me save this here. Yeah, I need for my project, guys. That's the reason I'm taking that. Okay. Yeah. So once I have done that, like downloading of the this, I have done that here. Show in folder. You can see that here. And I'm going to open the Postgres SQL. It may take a couple of minutes. Yeah, just I'm going to say it as a yes. Let me do one thing. So percentage temp percentage. If there is any yeah, here we are going to okay, do this skip. Do this skip. If there is any previous installation, if there is anything in the cache, I'm just deleting that things. Yeah, nothing else. Now when you open this here, it's going to ask this here, and it's going to install in the program files Postgres SQL 10. This is the location it is installing. Yeah, and I'm not going to select the stack builder, and apart from that, I'm selecting everything. I'm selecting here. Yeah, even seriously, I too don't know what is this stack builder. Yeah. Now it is going to install in this is the directory it is installing, no problem, let it install. and it is asking the default what is the password you want to keep it that here. Please remember that, like if you miss this password, if you forget this password, you cannot open that here. You cannot open the PostgreSQL. So for I'm going to use the admin@123. That's where I can remember the that easily. Admin@123. I'm going to use my password. You can give whatever the password you want. Better whenever you are dealing with the databases or some pattern you create and you follow the same pattern. Yeah. Otherwise, like you will be eventually you will be working with the different databases, and sometimes you don't remember all this password. Again, we need to do the reinstallation of that. Then click on next. And by default, this is going to run the port number 5432. Okay, why I'm stressing and saying this, all these things is, okay, any of installation, you can do the next. Whether you worked on databases or not, to test that, the people will ask you, what is the default port number of the MySQL? What is the default port number of the PostgreSQL? So this question is good enough to know, people know that, like, whether you worked on the particular databases or not. Yeah, we should be very careful about the where my database server is running, what port number it's running. So you should know, you should aware of that. My server is running in port number 5432. I'm going with the default port number. I don't have any problem. And here you don't select anything, just you click on next and you say that next, and yes, setup, it is going to do the setup in this directory. It is going to set up that here. Let it install. It may take the few minutes. It's going to take that. So why I'm going with the 10 is, the reason is here the support for the Linux and all these things it is having here. Whenever you are going to work in a projects, so some developers may be using the Linux and your servers may be in the Linux. So that's one reason I went with the 10.17. Otherwise you would have gone with the 13 if you are using the Windows and Mac. Okay. Hey, just can you give me 1 minute, guys? Okay, when you install the, I'm back. When you install the database, it is going to install the two things. One is a database server, another one is the client. To interact with the databases, it provides the client also. Yeah, you can install this, and it is going to start the database server. It is saying that. So we given the password is admin@123. You need to remember that, otherwise you cannot connect that. And the port number it is running here 5432. Yeah, that's a port number it's running. That's all. You are done with the installation of that. You just close that here once you have done the installation. Now here this is going to create a, you can connect in two ways. You can connect here. One is you can go to the PostgreSQL where you have done the installation. You go here and you open the PG admin. So this is going to connect with the your server. It's going to connect with the server. It is going to connect. Yeah, it is connecting with the your database server. This is the GUI application where to interact with the databases. You can use the GUI application. You can use it here. this is one of the GUI application. You can use it here. Another option also I'll show you. Let it one thing happen. That's here. I'm going to give them my password. Admin@123. I have given the password. Just I'm giving the password. Okay. Yeah. Admin@123. I'm going to give them my password. Now you can see here. So this has been connected with the database. It is connected here. PostgreSQL 10. Earlier I was installed in my laptop 13. I have installed. Now I'm going to switch to the 10 I'm using here. You can see this is a way you can use the admin and we can connect. But it is not a good practice to when you are learning that you shouldn't be using the GUI applications. Okay. Instead of that, I'm going to use the command line. To connect with the command line, okay, to connect with the command line, or we will just try to do first the from the UI how we are going to do some things. We'll do it here. Now I'm going to create a new database. I'm going to create it here. This is a database name is I'm going to give it as a sample DB. My database name is I'm going to give it as a sample DB. Or first we'll create a okay. First we'll create a one user. We'll create it here. We will create a users login group. I'm going to create a login group. I'm going to say it here. Yeah, I can give all the permissions on that. Parameters, security. Yeah, like this you have got the lot of things it is having here. Okay. Cannot be empty. Just we are going to set as a DB user. I'm going to create it here. Password is also I'm going to give the DB user. Okay. No expiry. By default it is. Why did I choose that? Okay. 2022 March 31st. I don't want to these guys to be. Okay. Now that's fine. The privileges I'm going to give all the permissions. I'm going to give it here. Just I'll be saying that here. Membership role. All the permissions I'm going to give it here. Easy monitoring. Yeah, I which I supposed to not touch that. I touched that here. Again, don't get confusion here. Just to we are creating the one database user. We are going to create it here. Okay. Okay. I'm forget about this. Just don't worry about this part. Okay. Not to get confusion here. Now here, when you take this here, the PostgreSQL, and these are places where we have a schema and all your tables will be created here. Suppose if you want to create a new table, create a schema. And here we are going to create a what is the schema name. You are going to create it here. Like no SQL query. If you want to write it here, you can write a SQL query. You can write it here. SQL query, or you are going to set as a schema name. What is the name of the table you want to give it here, and where you are going to add the columns and all these things you will be adding here. Okay. Or another option is you can take it here. You can go to the SQL command. Here you can write the SQL command. You click on the SQL command. Here you write your query. What is that? You are going to write it here. Create table. Suppose if I want to store a data, I want to create a table. Or first we are going to create a database sample. Okay, I'm going to create a database called the sample. I'm going to create it here. This will be creating the one sample database. It's going to create it here. You can see here. You just refresh. You refresh here. It's created the sample database. It is created here. Okay, it is created the sample database. It's created here. It's created the sample database. You select this database. Now, from now onwards, what are the operations you are going to perform? You want to perform on this database. So you are going to create table. let's put it as a employee. Each employee will have the one EMP number. I'm going to take it as this is a number. Okay, number, or you can take it as auto generated value. You can take it here. For time being, I'm taking this is a varchar of 100. I'm going to take it here. So okay, this employee number can have the 100 characters, and I'm taking the name. This is also varchar of, I'm going to take the 200. So this is a table. I'm going to create it here. When I'm creating this table, just I'm going to create the table. When I run this, oh goodness, yeah, here we are going to run this query. The moment I run this query, you can see here in the schema. Let's refresh this here. In the schema, there is a public, and you will see that tables. You have a one employee table. You have an employee table. Employee table has got the two columns. One employee number, another one is e-name. One is the employee number, and another one is email. Insert the data into the database. I'm going to do here insert into employee. What are the fields you want to insert? EMP number, comma name, values, EMP number, comma e-name, values. What is the values you want to give it here? Just I'm going to take it as a SPN 007. Yeah, this is what we are going to give it as a ALN. Just I'm going to give his name is ALN. We are going to say it here. Now you select this query, execute this here. This is the data which we are going to insert the data into the database. You inserted. In order to retrieve the data, what is the data it contains in the table? To select that here, we are going to use the select star from employee, which would be you select this here and you go and run this here. Hey, this is the data you are having here. Employee ID is this and name is this. You have stored into your database. You will be getting this information. So this is a way you can interact with the databases. You can interact. You are going to interact with it. This is a way you will be interacting here. So by using the admin tool, you can use, this is a more like GUI based applications generally. Okay, the people who are comfortable working with the GUI, they may take it here. As a beginner, when you are learning the SQL, please don't use this. Better go and use the command prompt. Better use the command prompt to use it here. And when you are using the command prompt, okay, when you are going to use the command prompt, how to connect from the command prompt, just I will show you. Before that, I want to create one new user. I want to create it here. Okay, just let me take the create new user Postgres. Okay, Postgres SQL, we need to create a new user. We need to create it here. Yeah, probably they may not change the anything. So you can use the create user with options. The username, what is the username? There are several options you are having here. With the password, and create a Mary with the password, valid till this, create a user with the password, create DB. Okay, there is a lot of things you are having here. So this is what they are going to say that here, and we can grant the permission. Create DB user. Okay. Not only creating the user, and at the same time you want to yeah, we want to add the few roles. We want to add it here. Yeah, we can take the one of these things. Even I don't remember the exact syntax. Yeah. So now here we are going to say, we are going to take it here with the encrypted password. This is a password, grant all the permissions on database MyDB to this user. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, in order to connect with from the command prompt, yeah, in order to connect from the command prompt, you open the command prompt, and where you can say that PGSQL -u user. My username is Postgres, my username, and I'm going to say that here PSQL. Uh-oh, this is not available. It is saying that. Okay, when I'm trying to connect from the command prompt, but that is not set it in a path. That could be the reason. Okay, this database, Okay, so when you're going to connect with the PostgreSQL, we need to set it in a class path, I think so. Yeah, because we didn't set the path. I thought it will take the this is a which PSQL, and you can use that commands. You can use it here, but thing is that it is not working from the command prompt. It is not working. One is you can connect from the admin, which we have done that here. Is there any other way? PSQL. When I say that PSQL, it is saying that unrecognized symbol. Yeah, when I'm using here PSQL, the moment I use the PSQL, it's saying that it is not recognized symbol. Yeah, whenever you get the not recognized symbol, there is nothing wrong here. You can go to the program files, and where your PostgreSQL is installed, this is a place it is installed, the 10, and bin directory, you copy this path, you go to the environment variable, system environment variables, and environment variables, you add in a path. Okay, here we are going to add the, I'm adding the, this is a bin directory, I'm going to add it here. Just click OK, click OK. Now here we are going to run the command prompt cmd PSQL. I'm going to say it here. Now it is asking the password. Yeah, that was a problem. Just we are going to do it here. Now I'm going to give it here PSQL. This is the way you will be connecting here. -u. My username is a Postgres, and here my DB name is, I'm going to say it as a DB name is okay. DB name is -d. I'll be saying it as a sample. Okay, this is my database name, and it is asking the password admin@123. So now it is connected to the sample DB. It is connected here. This is the way you will be writing the command to, okay, your DB name. Suppose you don't have the database, you haven't created the database. Now you can create a database. Create database. I'm going to say it as a, this is the database name is, I'll say it as a LWL. Yeah, this is what my database name. I'm going to use it here. Every statement will be end with the semicolon. Yeah. Now I'm going to enter this here. This is going to create a one new database. It is going to create it here. To switch to the database, you will be saying here connect LWL. Okay. Yes, I'm going to say it as a okay. Connect to the LWL. Just you connected here. Now let me explain this one thing. Let me write it here. Once you have done the installation, okay, set your DB path, system environment variables. Okay, system environment variables, you need to set that here. To set that here, what I did was I have installed the 10. This is a place where my location is installed. Okay, for example, I'm going to say it here. Yeah, for your reference, for example, this is what you take this path. You go to the system environment variables. You go to the system environment variables, edit system environment variables. You just type it here. And you go to the environment variables, you open the path. Please don't delete anything here. Whatever you have, you don't delete that. You add the one new you create, and you add that new path, you add it here. Okay, so that from anywhere you can access in your system if you configure in the system environment variables. Okay, once you have done that here, the next thing is to connect with the PostgreSQL. You are going to use the command. We are going to use it here, PSQL, to connect with the database. Okay, so this is the command. We are going to use it here from your command prompt. Okay, don't type this greater than symbol, like no, that indicates that you are in the particular directory. PSQL -U, that is a user, and my by default username is, it is created as a Postgres. Suppose if you don't have the database, you can ignore the database. If you are, yeah, initially you will not have the database, you can ignore that here. You can ignore that here. And if it is already, the database is available, you can use it here. Suppose I don't have any database, I'm just ignoring that because I don't want to I want to create a new database. I want to create it here. Now, after that, it will prompt for the password. It will prompt for the password, and you guys enter the password, whatever you are given at the time of installation. At the time of installation, what is the password you have given? You just give that password, you can give it here. Okay. I'm going to say that the password will not be displayed. This is what we are going to connect with that. Then the next step is, okay, next step I will see once again. Now I'm going to close everything. We are following the same steps. I'm going to follow it here. Okay, drop database sample. I'm also dropping the drop database sample. I'm going to drop it here. Okay, no problem. Leave this. I don't require this here. Okay, drop database. I'm going to drop the LWL as well. Yeah, this is the current database. It is saying here. I would be saying here connect Postgres. Okay, drop database LWL. Okay, I drop the LWL. Now I'm closing everything. I'm closing here. Like we have done the installation, and then we set the environment variables. Also, we said that. Then this is the location we are going to add to that. Now I need to connect with the database. So in order to connect with the database, you just open the terminal. What other terminal you want, you open that here. Okay, some people will be using the commander, some people will use the CMD, whatever you are going to use it here. CMD or commander. Okay, command prompt, or you can use the commander. Both are fine. Yeah, this is the extra software we need to install. Now to connect with the SQL, PSQL. Now -u, what is your username? -u, that's what, and username Postgres. My username is a Postgres. I'm going to say that it is asking the password. What is the password? admin@123. You don't see anything. Yeah, there are people, even though they are typing, they won't see anything here, and they may be thinking that it's not typing. Okay, even you will not see the stars also. Yeah. Once you have done that here, now you want to create a new database. You want to create it here. Like now, why we are creating the new databases? When you are working with the databases, there will be multiple projects. Multiple projects will be connecting to the same database. Now you don't want to mix everybody data into the one workspace. That's where now we'll create a multiple in a database servers. You will create a multiple databases. You are going to create it here. To create the database, we have a create database, and the name of the database is, I'm going to give the LWL and end statement. Now I'm creating the LWL is another database. I'm going to create it here. Just I'm going to say it as a list. You see here, it created the one new database LWL. It's created here. Earlier it has got the this is created by the system. It is having the these are the things it is having here, and now we created the one LWL database we created here. And this LWL database, now whatever the tables you are going to create it here, we are going to create with this database. Now if I create the table, this will go and create in a Postgres SQL database. We don't want to create it in Postgres SQL. We want to create it in LWL. For that, we are going to use the connect. I'll say that LWL. Now see here, you are now connected to the database called the LWL with the user Postgres. It is saying here. Now I'm in this LWL. Now whatever I'm going to do, whatever the tables I'm going to create, that will be created in this database. It is going to create. So this is a way the installation of the Postgres SQL. Any confusions, guys? Yeah, I went back and forth. You might have lost. It's very simple. After installation, you just do that. You go and set the environment variable. Then you connect from the command prompt. Why I'm asking you to connect from the command prompt is when you use the GUI, so you will not remember for a long time those queries. So I want you to type it manually, character by character, and you create the tables. That's the reason I'm asking you to use the command prompt. Okay, later you can switch to the GUI at any point of time. Is this clear? Any questions so far? Any questions? Yeah. Can someone respond, please? So that I know you are with me.
No questions.
No questions. Okay. Now, first we'll try to learn about the SQL commands. So, and another one is the PostgreSQL. I have seen very beautiful documentation. This is a website. They have given the very well explanation, very nice explanation they have given. I think you guys can take this as a reference. And the thing is that probably I may not cover all the things. It may not be that okay. It may not be that easy to cover in 4 hours entire SQL. So in future, any reference is required here. This is a very nice, beautifully they have written the articles on the PostgreSQL. You can go through this. You can go through this here. So first we'll see that here. Now we like, can someone tell me that? Yes, you are going to store the information about the, let's take it as a product, or let's take it as an employee. You want to store all the employee details into your database. You want to store it here, all the employee information. Why we are going to the employee? Okay, generally you take it here. Whenever you are going to create a contact, okay, in your mobile phone you will be creating the contacts. You are going to create it here. What are the fields you will capture? You will take the one name. You are going to give the one name, and you'll ask the one email. Okay, then you'll ask the mobile number. Whenever you're storing the contact, if there is a possible, you will take the date of birth, DOB, and the gender. Okay, what city he lives in. Like this is the information you are going to capture that here. For every contact, you will be having the same information: name, email, mobile, DOB, gender, and city. You will be having that here. Some people may have contacts. Some people will have the entire information. At least 2-3 fields you will make it as a mandatory. Okay, whenever you are going to add the contact, it should have the name and it should have the mobile number. These all are optional. Okay, this is the optional we are going to set here, but these two are the mandatory. Now to create these things, first, what is the type of the data you are going to use it here? Hey, what data type you are using here? What data type you are going to use it here? So now, so you need to know, whenever you are working with the SQL also, you should know what is the data types are supported by the particular database. What kind of data types they have. So just we should know the data types of the particular database. You should know about that. Okay, when you're taking here create table, if I'm going and looking at the create table, yeah, I'm taking this as a reference site. I'm taking it as for my reference also. Whenever you are going to create a table, this is a syntax: create table. If not exists, hey, if this table is not exist, then only you create the table. And what is your table name? And this is a column 1. What is the data type? And there is a constraint. Constraints are something like you are going to apply some rules on a particular column. Those things we call it as a constraint. Whenever you say constraints, the constraints is a set of rules you are imposing on the column. Those constraints are we have in SQL. There are different types of constraints you are having here. There are different types of constraints you are having here. Let me name that here. We'll discuss later that about the constraints. Constraints. When you take the constraints, first one is not null. I'll type everything in uppercase. Not null. Another one is a primary key. Then another one is a foreign key. Foreign key. Another one is a check constraint. Another one is a default. Okay. Then here another one is I'm going to take the unique. This names itself, it will tell that. Okay. So this names itself, it is going to tell you that. This names itself, it is going to tell you that what this is these constraints are going to do that here. What these constraints are going to do it here. Suppose when you want to when you are going to say it here, the constraint not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, and you are going to say it as a check and a default constraint. You are going to say that here. When you say this, the not null means that column cannot be null. Okay, like just now we have seen this simple example. Now when you are taking here, whenever you are filling the application form, sometimes you will see the star. Star means it's a mandatory field. It is the mandatory field. You are going to say it here. Okay. Whenever you want to impose that rule, you will make it as this constraint is a not null. And when you want to maintain the unique, that unique, we'll say it as by using the constraint called the unique. Like no, email ID cannot be duplicate, or mobile number cannot be duplicate. Then you'll go with the unique. And then there is a primary key. So the table should have the one primary key. That's a good practices always. So the student name may be same. Like now, if you take the some cases, their name may be same, maybe date of birth may be same, there may be the same email ID they have given. Two records is having the same information they have given, but this student is different from this student. We need to identify. That's places where we use the unique value. It can be a system generated number, or you yourself is going to generate that number, and you will ensure that the ID value, it will be always a unique. To tell that this should be a unique and it should not be a null, we'll apply the constraint name called the primary key. We are going to apply. The next one is, what is a foreign key? Now here you have a parent table, you have a child table. Okay, there is a two tables you are having here. Just let me give you a simple example. You have a list of employees here, and their department details will be maintained in a DEPT table. So any employee, like you have a different departments you are having here, like department number 10, department number 20, department number 30. You have a different departments you are having here. So like you can take it as this is a CS, this is the IS. Okay, the faculty, if you take that here, this is a ECE, something we are going to take it here, and it will have the further information about what are the other information it contains. It will contain here. Whenever the employee, any faculty who is called the employee, and he has to belongs to the one of these department, he has to work for that. Now this department will be linked here. Department number will be maintained in this table, and we are going to maintain the parent and child relationship. Then you use the constraint called the foreign key. We call it as that's a foreign key. And when it comes to the check constraint, check constraints are best example is whenever you are doing the registration form, and they will ask you your age. Okay, in order to register the register for the election voter card, your age has to be greater than 18 years. Okay, it should be greater than 18 years. Now when you are inserting the data, instead of 18 years we are going to insert the 10 years. You are inserting, database should not allow. That is the places we use the check constraint. Check constraint is going to validate your data. So whether this is meeting that criteria or not, we are going to check that here. And there is something called the default. Suppose sometimes you miss the values. Okay, country name you didn't specify. Okay, you didn't specify the election registration form. Country name you didn't specify. Default, it should pick the India. That's the places where we use the default constraint. We are going to use it here. So these are the different constraints. I'll discuss in detail constraints maybe in a couple of minutes. So these are the constraints we are having here. Like when you are creating the table, the syntax is this is what it is going to say that, hey, you create a table. What is the column and index? You say that here. Column and data type, and you tell the constraint. Column and data type, you tell that constraint. And these constraints can be applied in a column level, and at the same time it can be applied in a table level also. What is that table level? I'll discuss, and when to use that table level, we will be discussing about that. Okay, these are the constraints: not null, unique, primary key, check, and the foreign key. And now let's take it here. This is a simple example. You are going to take it here. Okay. Now here, if you look at here, so when you are going to take the data, here is creating the table. This is a serial, means auto-generated value. This is automatically this will be created as a value. It is going to be created here. And then we are going to take the username, have got the 50 characters, password is having the 50 characters, email is having the 255 characters, and created on, it is a timestamp, and last login, which is going to be a timestamp. Now we want to create one table, similar table. We need to create it here. In order to create a table, first one is we are going to learn about the create table. Okay, create table. Name of the table, I'm going to give it as an employee. I'm going to create a employee. I'm going to create it here. This employee, what are the field we decided? You should have the one employee number, name, then one email, and one salary. Only 3 fields will take it here. Okay, we are going to take the three fields. You are going to take it here. First one is EMP number. EMP number, I'm going to take it as a serial. Serial means it is a auto-generated value. You need not to worry about that. Automatically that will be generated. And I'm going to say it as a this is a primary key. Okay, wherever I'm using the database specific things, we are going to take it as in a serial. Okay, serial, which we are going to take it as a primary key. Primary key. Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. It has a name. First one is we are going to take the employee number, e-name. This is a varchar of I'm going to take it as 100 characters length. You take it here. This is a data type. We are saying that this can go up to 100 characters. Then we are going to ask the email. This is also varchar of 100. I'm going to take it here. 100 or 250 will take it. 250 will take it here. That's okay. Now we are going to take the one more, salary, which I am going to take it as a float, or you are going to take it as a float. Yeah, I'm going to take it as this a float. This is a floating point value. I'm going to take it here. So this is what we have taken the data types you are taken here, and the value you are going to take it as a float. We are going to take it here. No problem. Now here, this query, I'm going to take it here. I'm going to my command prompt. I connected with this database. Okay, did it copy that? Once I copy, automatically it should take that here. Yeah. Create. This is what I'm going to create it here. I'm just entering here. Now the table is created here. It is created. The table is created here. Now when I go and do /t. Okay. Now you can d here /d. You have what are the tables you are having here? One employee number, one employee table. Okay, one employee table you are having here, and this is a table which is a user is created is a PostgreSQL. It is created here. /t means which is going to give the /t. Okay, here we are going to do here /d. I'm going to set as employee. You see here, this employee has got the one employee number, one name, one email, one salary, and this integer value is a auto-generated value. Sorry, employee number is auto-generated value. Name is a var character, but there is no constraints here. When I apply the primary key, it is saying it as it is not null. That means that value cannot be you cannot enter the null value. One thing, that's one thing. And here we don't have any constraints on that. Now we successfully created the table we created here. Now we need to insert the employee details into the table we need to insert here. So for that, we are going to use the insert. I'm saying that here, insert into the table name, employee, e-name, email, and salary, values. I would be saying here, employee number is, name is, I'm going to say that Ramakrishna. And his email is rk@gmail.com. Something we are going to say it here. And his salary is around 55,000. We are going to specify here. This is a one value I'm inserting here. Now, if you look at here, I'm not inserting the employee number. Employee number is automatically system should generate because we are taking the serial. Whenever you take the serial, automatically that value will be generated by your system database. It is going to generate here. I'm inserting the data into this database. Now let's do this command. What is this here? When I copy this, automatically that command prompt, when I right click it should take that here. Insert into. I'm inserting the data. Now it is the data is inserted 0 and 1. It is saying that the data has been inserted here. Now I'm going to select star from, and I'm going to give this is okay. Just I'm saying here select star from. What is the table name? I'm going to say it as an employee. So this is having the data. The one his name is Ramakrishna and rk@5,000. It has been installed. It has been created. This table is created here. Now you can add the any number of records into that. Like now you are going to add the some 10 more records you want to add it here. 3 more records you want to add it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to insert the 4 records. I'm going to insert here. Okay, these notes will be made it available to you, don't worry. Yeah, you guys can practice this. Now we are inserting this data, we are inserting here. You observe this whenever I am using the database related keywords, I'm using in uppercase. Whenever I'm using my user specific, I'm using in the lowercase. Yeah. Does it really matters if you ask the question? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. It is always a good practice. You use your database related in uppercase and your things in the lowercase, so that it is easy for you to read. That's all you are going to do it here. Is it mandatory? No. You can write it everything in lowercase. You can write it here. Naresh. I'm going to take that naresh@gmail.com, and here is going to get the 65,000 is getting here, and 45. This is 75. This is a 85. There is no sequence. Here we are going to write the. I'm writing here some name, Charan, and I'm going to take the Kiran. Some names I'm taking here. So now here I'm going to say it as a Charan, and here we're going to set it as a Kiran. This is the database data I want to insert here. Now I'm taking this last 3 people I want to insert into the database. Just I'm copying this. Okay, I'm coming here and I'm going to paste this here. Okay, and I am inserting here. Now you go and look at here. Select star from. Select star from. I'm going to select the. Yeah. I'm going to type the select star from. Select star from. I'm saying it as a. Yeah. Select star from employee. You can see here. This is the table. These are people we inserted the data into the database. In future, you require the only. Hey, can you give me the only employee email IDs? Can you give me the employee name and his salary? When you're asking here, instead of star, select. What you are going to take it here? We want to get the e name, and I want to get the salary from. Salary from where you want to take it here. This value from employee. You can see here. This is the 2 columns. Star indicates it's everything. Hey, you get all the data from the database. You get it here. Star indicates you get the everything. You get it here. Star indicates that it is everything. You don't want to get everything. Then you want to get the only few columns. You want to get it here. Database table can have the huge number of columns. It can have it here. When you are going to when you are going to okay, when you are going to insert the data into database. 1 minute. Okay, when you are inserting the data into the database, so this is a way you might have inserted here the huge data you are inserting here. Just you'll be doing this. This is a way you will be inserting, and at the same time you want to retrieve that data. You will be using the select command. You are going to use it here. That select command is nothing but the DQL, data query language. We use the select command. We are going to use it here. Okay, you are going to use the select command you are using here. Now here. We inserted the data. Very good, very nice. Now suppose you have a hey, this data is a junk data which I don't want to the salaries was entered as a wrong. I want to delete the entire data. I want to delete here. I want to delete the entire data. I want to delete from the table. I want to delete here. In order to delete this, here we have a DML. DML is a data manipulation, data definition language. Create we have used. Drop means this is going to drop the entire table. Drop table, we are going to set as a dropped table employee. Please very carefully use this command, because once you drop, you cannot get it the data. Unless until you don't require the table, then only you do the drop. Once you drop that, you cannot get it back the data. Now, if I go and look at the /list, if I say that here, so you don't have the only it is showing the databases. It is showing here /d database dt. We don't have anything because we have dropped the database. We have dropped here. Now here, hey, so far you created the data from this is the way you are creating here. Suppose I want to get the data from the SQL file. I want to load this data. So every time I cannot do that here. This is the data I'm having here. How do I get this data from the like now all these commands I want to execute in one go. Okay, when you say that here, one go, if you want to execute this here, what you can do here, you create a separate SQL file. You create. You go to the, I created this all these things in our desktop. Here, this is a place I created here. You create a one file. Command prompt you open here. Copy con. This is a data dot, or you can say that no data dot SQL. Okay, just I'm creating a file, guys. That's all. Why I use the command prompt is just I want to generate the file extension as SQL. That's the reason I have taken here. Now you can open with the notepad or what are the your favorite ID. You can open that here. You just paste this command. Now I have all these comments I am having here. Okay, I have all these comments I'm having here. Okay, this is the comments I'm having here. These all the comments I want to execute one by one. I want to execute it, and that data has to be inserted into the database. It's very simple in PostgreSQL. You just copy this path. You just copy this path. You copy this path. You go to the SQL workbench. Sorry, not SQL workbench. I'm sorry. You go to the command prompt F, and you say that what is your path, and give the name of the path. Name of the file is data.sql. Data.sql. You are going to give it here. So name of this is a data.sql. Okay, when I say that here, yeah, no Windows. So I'm just changing the path, the type. I'm going to change it here. Okay, field separator is some path problems in Windows. You'll get it this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, data.sql. I'm going to try this here. No problem. Okay, let me move this to the some directory, and so the directory name, it was taking the some D drive. I'm going to take it here. Field separator is required. What does it mean? Okay. This is I'm going to set as I import. Okay, sorry. So instead of sorry, this should be I. Yeah, I'm taking the file name as F. I'm taking here. That is yeah, that's wrong. Sorry. Now here, what we did was we have written the. Then I did not worry about this path. I'm going to the desktop, and I'm going to take the. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to drop the table. Drop table. Once again, I'm dropping the table. This is my table name is employee. Drop table employee. I'm going to drop this table. Drop table employee. There you will not have the table. Yeah, it is the table is dropped. It's saying that here. Now what I'm going to do here, once again I'm trying to load the data from the desktop, and we created a folder SQL. Yeah, SQL here we are having here. This is a place where I am having my actual data. I'm having here /f, not fi. Why I'm taking it as a path. You copy the path, then you give the data.sql. Data.sql. Then it said that permission denied. Okay, you don't have the permission. It is saying here. You change the slash to the forward slash. You change that here. Yeah, this is the problem. You'll only face it in Windows. In Linux and Mac, you don't face it here. Now it is inserted here. Now you can select here. Select star from employee. So this is a way you can import your SQL scripts into your Postgres SQL. Okay, so this is another one, like no, to import. Okay, yes, in our case we are going to take it here, like when you are going to import the data. So next I'm going to say that import .sql file. Okay, importing the .sql file, it's very simple. Just you do this slash I, give the file path. Okay, this is what. So whenever you give this notation means it is your choice. You shouldn't be entering these symbols, less than and greater than symbol, you shouldn't be entering. So whenever you say that, like example, I'll say that example, that would be better. Example /i and d colon, you will say it as a data.sql. That is a way you are going to give it here. So you can load this data, you can load it here. Now let's take it here. A simple example, we are going to create it here. Yes, we created the database table we created here, and we inserted the data into the database by using the insert command. Now we have a special requirement. Hey, Aadhaar number is mandatory. Now can you add Aadhaar number to all the users? Like now you have imagine that you have 1,000 users you are having here. Suddenly is saying that Aadhaar number has been mandatory, UUID is a mandatory, or you can say it as a Aadhaar number is a mandatory for all the employees. Can you add this new field Aadhaar, and can you ask all the employees to update their Aadhaar numbers? Then what will you do? If I'm asking you this question, like now you just imagine that you have around 2,000 users you are having here. Suddenly the government has introduced the new policy, employee PAN card Aadhaar number is a mandatory. Already you have 1 lakh employees in your system. What will you do? Can someone? Hey, you guys are with me?
We need to add one more field with Aadhaar.
We need to add one more field. We need to add it here. We need to add the one more field. We need to add it here. Now here you are going to do the alter of your table. You are doing the alter of your table structure. You are going to do it here. You're going to do the alter of your table structure. You are going to do it here. And that is also, alter is also what command? DDL command. Okay, we have seen the create, you have seen the drop, you are seeing the alter of your table. You are going to do it here. Okay, alter table when you're going to use it here, and we are going to add the column you want to add it here. For that purpose, we are going to use the alter table, the table name, add column, new column, and if you have any constraint, we are going to add the constraint. You are going to add it here. Okay, now I'm going to do the alter. I'm writing the command. Okay, I'll write this command in here. We are going to say it here. I'll be saying here alter command. We are going to give it here. Alter table. What is the name of the table? This is the table name is the employee. What you are going to do by using the alter command, you can do the multiple operations. You can add a column, you can drop a column, you can add a constraint, you can drop a constraint. Yeah, you can change the data type. All these things is possible. Now here we are doing the alter table name, and the table name is I'm going to take it as an employee. I'm going to take it here. Add column. You are going to add a column, and what is the new column name, and what is the constraints you are having here. If you have any constraint, just you are going to apply here. So here we are going to say that here add column. Now column name is you are going to say it as I'm going to give it as a PAN card. Okay, PAN card number, PAN number, that would be better. PAN underscore number. Yeah, PAN number, which is a data type is what? I'm going to say it as a data type is a data type. I'm going to say it as a, this is the data type. I want to give it as a varchar 100. Okay, varchar is 100. I'm going to say it is a, and constraint is what? What is a constraint? I want to apply the constraint that every employee should have the unique PAN card. Every employee should have the unique Aadhaar number. Every employee should have the unique passport number. Okay, two passport numbers will not be given to the same passport number, cannot be given to the two people. Same PAN card number cannot be given to the two people. Now I'm saying that, hey, my PAN card number, it has to be a unique. I'm applying the constraint called the unique. This is a unique constraint, so that when you are trying to enter the duplicate elements, what happens? We'll just show you. I will show you that here. Now I'm doing here. This is a constraint I'm going to apply here. I'm coming back to this alter table, employee, add column, the PAN underscore number. Okay, this is a PAN card underscore number. We are going to take it as a PAN card underscore number or PAN card underscore ID. I don't know what. Yeah, generally we call it as a PAN card number. I'm going to take it here, unique. Now the table is altered. Whether it is altered or not, we can check it here. DT of employee. Okay, I'm going to say it as an employee. You see here, employee. You can see here the PAN card number. It is added here. This is going to add the character. So which is varying from the 100 characters, it can have it here. And we apply the constraint name called the unique. We applied here. You applied the unique constraint. We applied here. Now here I'm trying to, now what will you do? Will you go and do, now already you have a employee with the data. Select star from, okay. Select star from employee. Now the question is here. The question is here. Okay, here PAN card number, when I'm selecting here, there is no data. That column itself, it is not getting. Yeah, that column itself, it is not getting here. So when I'm selecting here, select star from employee, there is no PAN card details. You are not getting the PAN card details. Now we need to update this Ramakrishna PAN card number with some number. We want to update that. We want to update that value. So the ID 1. Now you want to select the employee 1. Suppose if you want to get the only employee 1 details, select the star from. Okay. Yeah. Select the star from employee where EMP number equal to, I'm going to say it as a 1. I'm restricting the records. Hey, can you give me the employee number who is having the 1? Can you give me his details? We are asking that. Select the star from employee where EMP number equal to 1. We are going to say it here. What is the next requirement is, for all the employees you want to add the new PAN card, their PAN card details, you want to add it here. So to alter the structure, I use the alter command and I added the new column I added here. But now requirement is what? We need to go and update the data. So to update the data, we use the data manipulation language. Data manipulation language, we are going to use it here. Already we use the insert. Now I want to update the value. In order to update the value, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to update this value by using the command called the update. I'm saying that update table. Okay, I'll use the update. Okay, I'm going to use the update employee set. I'm going to set the PAN card underscore number equal to, I want to set the PAN card number. What is the PAN card number? AMEPA 13131. This is the PAN card number typically. Whose PAN card number you are updating? If you don't specify the any condition, what happened? Everybody PAN card number is going to set to the, this is a number, it is going to set that here. Let me show you that here. I'm updating here. So luckily it didn't allow that. What it is saying here, duplicate key violation unique constraint. Boss, you said that PAN card is a unique number, but you are asking me to update all the employees. I cannot do that for you. It is saying that. Just see here. Now I'm going to run this query. Select star from. I'll be saying it as an employee. You can see here. Now the moment I add it here, the moment I'm going to add it here, why this is not getting the PAN card number? Okay. The moment I'm going to add this here, only it is getting the 3 columns. Yeah. The moment I'm trying to add this here, this query is failed. It is not added here. Now here I'm going to use it here. Select where I'm saying here EMP number equal to 1. Hey, the employee number 1, you update the is, then it is updated with the employee number 1. It is updated. 1 record is updated. Now you go back, and if you see this here, select start from employee, you are going to get this is a PAN card number you are getting here. Now the thing is that whenever you apply the unique constraint, the unique constraints will not allow you to store the duplicate values. The PAN card number, whatever I have given here, this we applied the constraint called the unique constraint we applied. When you say unique, when you're altering the table, we gave the constraint unique we have given here. When you say unique, it doesn't allow the duplicate elements. It doesn't allow the duplicate elements. If you are trying to do that, now I'm going to insert the, let me show you that here. I'm updating the employee PAN card, okay, where I'm going to say it as a EMP number equal to, I'm going to take the 2. The employee number 2, hey, you update the PAN card with the same number, I'm going to give it here. This is going to give the error. Duplicate key value violation, unique constraint, the employee PAN card number key. Already this PAN card number is available. You cannot update that, it is saying here. That's the places whenever you apply the unique constraint, the unique constraints, it doesn't allow you the duplicate elements. Now I'm going to do this here. This is the way you'll be using the alter command. We are going to use it here. Alter table, you are going to add the new column and the PAN card number, or sometimes you want to add the this employee, you want to add the department number. You want to add the department number, you want to add it here. One more column, you want to add it here. You created employees, but these employees are not belongs to the any department. You want to add the department column, you want to add it here. Now the same thing you are going to do it here. So just you will be adding the alter table, add column. This is the way you'll be adding here. Now when you take this here, whenever you are dealing with the data, you'll use the DML commands. Whenever you are dealing with the structure of your table, you'll use the DDL commands. You are going to use it here. So once you drop that, you cannot get it back the data. Alter command is used for the altering the structure of your database object. Database object, it can be a table, it can be a view, it can be a procedure, it can be a trigger. There are so many objects are available. To alter that, we use the database objects to be altered. We use the command called the alter command. Then there is a truncate. What is this truncate is, without deleting the structure, without dropping your table, you want to just clean your table data. Suppose especially when you're working in ETL kind of a tools. ETL tools are something you have you can take it as this is a Excel. This data is some departments they are using the Excel, some departments they are using the CSV, some departments they are using some flat files they are going to use it here. Okay, some file system they are going to use it here. Some people are using the database. Now what you decided, hey, the entire data I want to move to the database. I want to move to this is the database. I want to move that here. This is in a different format. Then what you'll do, you collect all these things and you write the ETL tools. You are going to write it here. Okay, by using the ETL tools, you are going and inserting the data into the database. First you'll read from this file, you are inserting the data, and next you'll read it here. But in between here data is corrupted. Then what happens here? Again you will come to know that error, and you will go back and you will fix that error in this file. Again you will start your job. Again after 10 minutes, again the job is going to fail because of some other file has got some issue. Whenever you are going to start the new job, every time you need to clear the previously what are the data you added into this database. Otherwise, what happen? Your constraints are going to get give the errors. One thing. That is another thing is duplicate data may enter into the database. To avoid that, so whenever you are going to start once again this job, you want to delete the entire table data. You don't want to delete the, you don't want to drop the table. Only the data in the table you want to drop that. For that purpose, we go and use the command called the truncate. You're going to use the data called, you're going to use the truncate. We are going to use it here. Let me clear this, all these things. Now here, let me write it here. In order to drop the data, we are going to use the truncate. What is this truncate is, does this, that, let me explain this here. Truncate, here we are going to say that here, truncate table. I'll be saying it as my table name is employee. You just go and see here, entire data will be dropped. Now, if I go and select here, select start from employee, where you don't get any data because it is empty. So the truncate is used for the dropping the data, only dropping the data. Table structure remains same. Okay, /d, you can see here employee. You see here your table is remains same. What is the difference between drop and truncate? That's what next question people will ask you. Whenever the drop and truncate both are DDL commands, in case of the drop, the physical structure of the table also will be dropped. Along with the data, it is going to drop the your table, or you can say that no, the database object also will be dropped. Since we are now we are discussing about the only table, I'm saying that whenever you use the drop, it is going to drop the table. And when I say truncate, it will not drop the table, it will drop the only data in the table. And one more important point is, you need to remember all DDL commands are auto commit. Once you commit, you cannot roll back, you cannot get it back, the data. When you are using the DDL commands, we should be very, very careful. We should be very, very careful. Once you say a truncate, it is going to delete all the records, you cannot get it back that. Once you drop the table, you cannot get it back that. Yeah, at least when you do the alter, again later you can go on to make modifications. But the drop and truncate, when you're using, once you are going to lose the entire data when you're using the truncate. When you use the drop, not only data, you are going to drop the event table structure also. You should be carefully using when you're using these two commands. And the reason why we should be very careful is, it is by default auto commit. Even though you need not to say commit, it is by nature itself, it is auto commit. Once you committed transaction, you cannot roll back. You cannot roll back. So this is what you need to understand: create, drop, and alter and truncate. So create is used for to create the database object. Drop is used for the to drop the objects which are created by the create command. Alter is using for the to alter the database objects. We use the alter command. Truncate is using for the to drop the data from the tables, data from the database objects. We use the truncate. And we see that we have seen that what is the DML, data manipulation language: insert, update, delete. Now you may ask the one more question: hey, what is a delete? Here I am going to use the truncate, it is going to delete everything. Why do you need one more delete here? Now let me discuss about that. Before discussing that, we will get the large amount of data from the file. I'm going to get it here. Already I have one file I have downloaded. Let me go to the download. Mock data I have created here. This is a mock data. Why I'm using this mock data? Yeah, let me see this here. Okay, I have a very big mock data I'm having here. That is fine. Okay. Yeah, this is a CSV file I'm having here, or you can create that. Okay, there is something called the website. You can go here. Mock row. Yeah, this is a website where you can create a sample data. You can create it here. Now I'm going to this website. I'm going to create it here. This is a ID, first name, last name, email, gender, and I'm going to take the country. Okay, country, I'm going to take the country. I'm going to take it here. Okay, country name. No, I don't want country codes. I'm going to take the country names, and I'm restricting to the only few countries. Okay, I'm saying that India and United States. Okay, just I'm taking the Australia. United States, and here we are going to put the Sri Lanka to an extent, and we are going to put the China. I'm taking the China. This is the countries I'm going to take it here, and I'm adding one more field, salary. Salary, I'm going to take it here, and this is a number I'm going to take it here. Okay, these salaries I'm taking in terms of dollars. Minimum value is $2,500, and the maximum is you can get the up to we can say it as a $9,500 or $20,000. Yeah, this is a maximum. The company salaries are $2,500 to $20,000. We are going to keep it here. Yeah, this is what we are going to say it here. And the blank percentage, email percentage, I'm going to put the 10%. The people can have the blank values. And country, again, they have to provide the entire information. Gender, there is a some. Okay, let me put it as a 0%. That's fine. Here, email also, I'm going to put the 0%, not to make too complex. Yeah, just we are going to take it here. ID. So this is a row number. We are going to take it here. Okay, then we are going to take it as a first name, last name, email, and gender, country, salary. These are the things we are going to take it here. And I'm going to take it as this is a, hey, get me the CSV, SQL format. I'm going to say it as this is a table name is, I'm going to say it as a employee. I will be giving this as an employee. I'm going to take it here. And create table, include the create table, and you just download that. They are going to give you the one SQL script. They are going to give it here. Show in folder. I'm going to the show in folder. This is a place where you can see the SQL script. You are going to see it here. Now I can go on to edit this. Is it correct or wrong? We are going to verify that here. I can use the serial. Okay, this is a serial. I'm going to give it here. When you are inserting also, that is not a problem. Or you feel that as the number, that is fine. You are going to take it here, select, and here the salary value also integer value they are taking, and 50 characters. Everything looks fine for me. Yeah. So there is no constraints, nothing is added here. Later we'll see that how to add the constraints. This is the data I need to load into the my Postgres SQL. I want to load it here. Okay, just to make it path simple, I'm going to copy into the D drive. I'm copying here. You guys can copy anywhere you want. Like I'm copying into the D drive. So before that, I should drop this existing table. Drop table. I'm going to drop the table employee. I'm going to drop it here. Drop table employee. So employee table name is in a lowercase. Just I'm going to give the employee. Now I drop the table. Now if you go and list the tables, these are databases. It is going to list. And if you want to list the only database table, there is nothing. They could not find anything. They are going to say it here. There is no data here. To load the data, I'm going to give the D drive, and my file name is, I'm going to say it as a employee.sql. I think so. Yeah, employee.sql. I'm going to run this here. Now it is going to insert the data into this database. It's inserting. Yeah, it took very less time. Now I can select star from employee. Okay. You can see here, you will get all the employees. This is the data you are going to get it here. This is we have a okay. So now here we have so many records. When you click enter, next it is going to give the pagination. It's going to give it here. Suppose if you want to quit that, just press the Q, which is going to going back to your prompt. It is going to take you to the your command prompt. It is going to take it here. So this is it's giving like a cursor. Now you have a 40 records. Then the moment I entering here, keep on entering that here, because I have a very huge data I'm having here. So there is a limit function you have that we can set that here, but timing. So just we don't know that limit function. We are going to use the more. And when you have a 1 lakh, you cannot keep on clicking on the enter button, and you want to go back to the previous command. Just use the Q for quit. Now you quit to this is what we quit that here. Now the requirement is like this. Now you inserted the data into the database. Hey, can you get me the employees? Can you get me the employees who are getting the salaries of $5,000 to the $10,000? Minimum is a $5,000, maximum is a $10,000. The question is very simple. You need to get the employees. Okay, I should have restricted the gender. Like now, if you look at the genders here, how many genders are there? Just I want to see that here. This is sample data. So now I want to get the only genders. Select. Here we are going to take that here, gender from employee. Select gender from the employee. I'm going to select here. There are big list it is showing here. Now we need to get the unique genders. Okay. Distinct gender from these many genders are, they have given the out of 1,000 records, they have given the so many genders, like no other categories are others, male and female, and other categories are others is belongs to these are the categories they have. That's the data they have given. Yeah, that's okay. So now here we are going to, now the first requirement is here. Can you get me the employees? Now here, can you get me the employees who are earning, the minimum is $5,000. Okay, or you can say that no, okay, because we don't know operators. Let me ask you a simple question. Can you get me the employees who are getting the exactly $5,000? We may have data, we may not have the data. Yeah. Now you have 1,000 records. When I'm using the select star from, this is going to select the all the columns it is selecting from employee. When I say that here, select star from, the moment I type the employee, here we don't have any restriction. You're saying that, hey, you pull me entire my database, you are going to say that here. You pull me entire my database data, you pull that, you are saying here. But the requirement is you need to get the employee who are exactly getting the $5,000. Exactly getting the $5,000. That's a place where we use the where clause, where salary equal to, I'm going to say it as a 5,000. There is nobody. Yeah, there is nobody, because it's random numbers. You cannot expect the that number is like, I know that there is a people who are getting the 9122. I want to get the people who are getting the 9122. I want to get it here. Just I'm going to say it here. Hey, can you get me the people who are getting the 9122? There is a one person who is getting the salary is a 9122 is a one person you are getting here. Now, if there is nothing is matched, it is going to return the empty. If there is a matched, you are going to get the match record. It is going to return here. This is a places where we use the where clause. The where clause is using for the to restrict the records. To restrict the records, we use the restrict the rows. We use the where clause. We are going to use it here. Now, another condition is here. Can you get me the people who are getting the salaries is 5,000 to 10,000, between 5,000 to 10,000. Now here we are going to write a simple query. You are going to write it here. Select start from where salary is. Now I'm going to say it as a greater than or equal to. I'm going to say it as a 5,000. What are the operators we learn in another programming language? Same thing, we'll use it here. And we are going to write it here. And salary is less than or equal to. Let me put it as a 10,000 means you'll get the more people. 5,000 to 5,500, I'm going to give it here. 5,000 to 5,500. We'll get the more number of people. We don't want to see more number of people here. So just we are going to write it here. These many people who are getting their salary as 5,000 to the $5,500. So these are people who are getting here. Now later you realize later you want to get the people who are can you count the next question is here. So this is the way you will be using the where condition. You are going to use it here. The next requirement is here. Hey, can you count the gender wise how many people are there in my organization? Okay, this is the organization has got the 1,000 employees it is having here. Now the report you want to give that here. You need to count the gender wise how many employees were there. Gender wise how many employees are there, or country wise how many employees are there. So this is the places where we need to use the group functions. We need to use it here. Now you have a big list of employees you are having here. You are having a big list of let me go back here. Yeah, we have a big list of employees you are having here, like around 10,000 employees you are having, 1,000 employees you are having in your database. Now what do you need to do here? You need to get the count of from India how many people, from US how many people, China how many people. You need to just get the count. Okay, here India maybe 100 and US maybe it is 200 and United States maybe it is China maybe 700 people. This is what count we need to get it here. Now, when you are doing this count, you have 1,000 employees. What you will do? All the China people will make it as a one group. All the US people you will make it as a one group. All the United States you are going to make it as one group. Then you will count that how many employees are there in this group, how many employees are there in this group, how many employees are there in this group. You are going to count it here. How many employees are there? This is what we are going to count it here. So to do this, we use the group functions. You are going to use it here. We are going to use the group functions. You are going to use it here. That is a count. Okay, count, sum, average, minimum, maximum, maximum. Yeah, these are the things we are going to use the group functions. You are going to use it here. So how we are going to use the group by class? Just let me explain this here. Now I'm going to I'm going to say it here. Erase all. Now I'm writing here select. What do you want to select? I want to select the country. And next, what do you want to get it here? Count of star. Star means all the columns. That column, any column from employee. Group by. We are going to say it as a country. You can see here, Sri Lanka there is a 5 people, and Australia there is a 4 people. China is a 909 people, and United States is a 82 people we are having here. The group by class, what it is doing here, this is going to do the grouping. All the country you are doing using the country name. Based on the country name, it is going to create a multiple groups. It is going to create it here, and later it is giving the each country how many people are there. Just it is going to count it here. Suppose if you want to do the by gender, now what do you do here? Instead of here, we are going to write it here. Gender, I will be saying that group by gender. Group by, we are going to write it as a gender. We are going to write it here, and here you are getting the male and female and other genders. How many are there? Just it is going to tell you that here. Sometimes you want to get the group by gender and the country. Both the things you need to do that here. First, you do the group by country. Then in that country, what is a gender type? You tell me that each gender, how many people are there? You need to tell that here. Then in such a cases, we are going to write the country. We are going to say it here, and the gender group by country. First, you do the group by country. Then you make a subgroup in that based on the gender, and you tell me that count. You see here, and like no, you want to arrange in a sorting order. Otherwise, you will not make out that here. Sort by. Okay, sort by. I'm going to say it as a country. Group by country, gender. Okay, syntax error near sort. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Order by country. You see here, when you take the Australia, this is what total Australia has got the 4 people, and 4 people are in the 4 different genders they are in. Oh. And when you take the China, and there is a different genders we are having here, female, and this is the genders. You can take it here. Each gender, how many people are there? The majority of the genders, it is generated the random gender, the gender fluid. We just take it here. Yeah, you can take that. Gender, you are going to take it here. How many are there? And United States, how many are there? By gender wise, you are going to calculate here. The same thing. I want to know, the count of. The count, the group by when you are doing here. Whenever you are doing the group by. First, you are going to do the group by country, then you are going to do the gender, you are going to do it here, and then we are getting the count values, you are going to get it here. Count values, you are going to get it here. Now, the same thing, what is the maximum salary is paid in the organization? You want to find that. You want to find what is the maximum salary, minimum salary, average salary as a company, how much they are spending on that. We need to know about that. The same thing here also. Here we are going to take it here. So now I'm going to take the. So this is what max. I'll be taking here max of what? Salary. Maximum of salary. Okay, max salary. And I'm going to take the one more min salary, minimum salary. AVG salary, average salary. Okay, average salary from employee, and we don't want to group by and all these things. Just we are going to take it here from employee. So this is what we are going to get it here. The maximum salary is the value is that is the value. The minimum salary is that, and the average salary is it is going to be this is the average salary. We are going to get it here, and we want to get the even count as well. Okay. Count. I want to print the count star. Then we are going to print the sum. What is the total salary I'm paying? That also I want to know. Yes, you are going to do it here. This is the data you will be getting here. Now the total, they have 1,000 employees, and total amount is, you can see that amount, and maximum amount is they are paying for the employees, that is the amount. Minimum is that, and the average salary is what is the average salary? Just these all are the group functions. When you use the group functions, you are going to get each group function will be up. It will take the multiple rows and it's going to group, and it's finding the how many employees, what is the sum of the salary, what is the maximum salary is paid, what is the minimum salary is paid, what is the average salary is paid. You're going to get this information. You're going to get it here. So this is the way you can write the select queries. You can write it here. When you're writing the select queries, we use the command called the DQL. Data query language, which is used for to project the data from the database. To project the data from the database, you will be using the select command. So far, whatever we have done, you have used the command prompt, and we have done that here. Suppose if you are not comfortable with the command prompt, okay, there is another option. You can go to the admin. You can go here. I would recommend you people to use the not to use the GUI. So by using the command prompt, you try that here. Suppose if you are not comfortable, yeah, you can do by opening the PG SQL admin. Yeah, it will take a few seconds. It will take.
I do have one question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this group by goes along with the methods like count. I mean,
Yes. Whenever you're applying the.
What are the other things it goes along with other than count? I mean, what are the times we use group by other than count?
See, whenever you're taking we have two types of functions in any programming language. One is a scalar function, another one is a group functions. The scalar functions are going to apply for the every record. The group functions, it will take the multiple records and it's going to group it into the single measurement. Let me ask you that, like, no, hey, I'm asking you to, while displaying the employee salaries, can you increment by 10%? When you ask that here, now you are going to do here, select ename salary into, I'm going to take the, let's take it as a 10% is nothing but the salary plus salary into not 1, which is a 10% from employee. Now this is a scalar function. What we are doing, this is a scalar operation you are doing here. What we are doing here, that employee salary, every employee salary we are going to increase by 0.1% is nothing but the 10% we are going to increment. Okay. Oh, this is a, yeah, I'm sorry. This should be a first name. You can see here, everybody's salary is incremented by the 10%. It is going to be incremented here. 0.1% it is going to increment here. So when you want to perform on each record, we use this scalar function. Suppose if I'm asking you to, can you find the total salary of all the employees? You need to find it here. Then that is the case as select start from select count. Count is a group function from employee. You are doing the group function you are doing here. The group function which is going to give you the summary report, it's going to tell you that here. The moment I do the group, it is saying that 1,000. When you apply the scalar function, each row it is going to be applied. When you do the group, multiple rows, it is going to take it here and it's going to give it as a single unit. It is going to result as a single unit. Now here, now the question is here, count star. I want to count star from employee. Here when I give this as a count star means it is going to take the, you are not doing any grouping. You are using the group function. Hey, I don't have the any group class. You just give me the count. It is going to say that entire 1000 records. It's going to take it as a single unit. But now what you are saying here, group by, I'm going to say it as a gender. Okay, can you group by gender? We are going to say it here. Now, when you say that here, to print the gender value, just I'm taking here, gender, I'm taking here. Now, this is going to do that. Each gender has a separate group, it is going to do that. Then it is counting the values. Okay, this is the way you will be using the group functions you will be using here. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, got it. Now I'm just wondering what are the other methods we can use other than count, I mean, to perform grouping.
Count, sum, min, max, average. These are the things you can
But
perform.
okay. So in the before example, you just did the max and min for the entire table.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is a scalar function. If we want to do it with grouping, we can also do it with grouping, getting from whatever.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Suppose
I
now
see.
you want to get the gender wise, you want to get all this information. Then what will you do? Group by
Group by
gender.
gender. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Gender wise, how many counts are there? How many? What is the sum of the salaries? What is the minimum salary? What is the maximum salary? You are going to get it here. Now, since I'm not printing the gender, I cannot make out that what is the what value of that. Just I'm going to take the gender. In this gender, the first gender has got the 120 employees are there. Yeah. And 120, and some of their salary is that, and maximum salary is that, and minimum salaries, like which gender is paid maximum salary, you can call, you can do the data analytics on this, like no. So is it a company is a gender biased, or they are not gender biased because that they have all the genders. And another thing is when they are paying the salaries, paychecks, do they have gender biased? You can check that. Okay, this is the way you can create a beautiful charts and you can represent that. I like no, you need to interpret this data because we have to understand the data very well when you are making such a report. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, others, please. If you have any questions, go ahead, please. Satish, sir.
I'm good, sir. Thank
You are good. Okay. Yeah. So this is yeah. And now suppose if you don't like to use the what you can say command prompt, if you are not comfortable, that's okay. You can use the admin at the rate of 123 is a password. Just I have used here. Okay, it is asking admin at the rate of 123. Yeah. Now here we created the database called the LWL, and you go to the table. Here you will see that schemas. You see the tables. You go here and you select the. You just double click on that, or you can say here count rows. There is 1,000 rows. It is going to say it here. Okay. Now I'm going to use the select rows. Where is that? View and edit the data. All rows we want to view that data. You just see here. This is a place. All the data you are going to get it here. Yeah, either you can use the GUI, like no select to start from. Now here we are going to write the, we have written the commands. You can write the, or if you want to execute the command from here instead of using the command prompt, if you're not comfortable with the command prompt, again you go to the SQL. Here you are going here, SQL tool query. You just ensure that you connected the right database. Yeah, your LWL, you see here LWL, you connected, this terminal is connected with the LWL. You're going to write it here. Select start from. You will be writing here. Okay, let me use this here. Select start from. This is a table name is employee, where country equal to, I'm going to say it as India. only people who are, there is nobody saying that here. Okay, fine. Yeah, because that might have stored in uppercase or lowercase. We need to check that here. China, okay. Yeah, we can, India, there are people, just it is not getting the data. So here you can do, usually we can see that data. Okay, that's like, no, you, this is your personal preference. I'm not saying that, like, I love to use the command prompt because here we can, we like, you have to go and you have to do the number of clicks. Here it is very easy to write the queries. Yeah, once you get familiar, I don't think so you will go and use the GUI. So you'll use the CLI, you'll use more. So so far whatever we discussed, let me conclude before we wind up the session. Yeah. So we discussed about the what is the SQL and why do you need SQL and how to install the Postgres SQL. And what is the Postgres SQL admin? We have seen that. And after that, we discussed about the DDL and DML. And this is the commands we have seen that here and how we are going to create a table and dropping the table, altering and truncating. And then, yeah, let me explain the one more difference between truncate and delete. With that, we'll conclude the today's session. Yeah. So now here we have a 10,000 records we are having here. Now, what I decided here, like, no, the people who are paid more than $10,000, I want to delete all the employees. The people who are paid more than $10,000, I want to delete all the employees. Now, first of all, is there any people I want to find it here? Select start from. Okay, sometimes I'm typing in lowercase, sometimes I'm typing in uppercase. It doesn't matter. The case doesn't matter in case of the database. Generally, the good practice is always you type the SQL related keywords, you type it in uppercase. From your table name is, you are going to take it in a lowercase. And again, where we are going to say it as a salary. This is your column. Again, we are typing it as a salary is greater than $10,000. Okay. Now here I'm typing this, sometimes I'm typing in everything in lowercase, sometimes I'm typing in uppercase and lowercase, but the good practice is what are the SQL related the keywords you are using, you type it in lowercase, uppercase, and what are your column names, you type it in lowercase. That's a good practice. That's generally people will follow the convention. But to type quickly, what I'll do sometimes, yeah. Okay, I'm going to quit this here. I'm going to write the same query like this. Select start from employee where salary is greater than 10,000. I'm going to take it here. Salary greater than $10,000. Just we are going to take it here. Both are going to work fine. So, but this is always a good practice. Yeah, select start from employee where this what. Now I want to, before dropping that, I need to confirm that, hey, how many employees are there? Yeah, first we need to count the how many employees are there. Yes, we are going to say it as a count star. Hey, can you get me the count? There is 560 employees. I cannot do that. Yeah, I'm going to say that above 15,000, how many are there? There is 260. It is a big number. I cannot do that. I'm going to take the 18,000. 117. This is also a big number. 19,000. There is a 58 people. I want to. Okay. I want to delete these people. The 58 people who are getting the the salary is $17,500 above, who are there. I want to delete all 142 employees. I want to delete that here. By using the truncate, if you do the truncate, entire data is going to be deleted. Here, I want to delete the records. I want to do this. Suppose if I'm doing the truncate table employee, this is going to delete all the records. It is going to delete it here. This is going to delete all the records, and you cannot get it back, the data also. You cannot apply the conditions. When you're using the truncate, there is no where clause. There is no where clause. You cannot apply the where clause when you're using the truncate. Truncate typically will be used without checking any conditions. You want to delete entire table data, use the truncate. And very costly operations, guys, like when you are working in a project, be careful when you're using the truncate. Truncate typically used when you are doing the ETL tools, when you are doing the data extraction from the different sources, you are moving to the target source. In between job fails, again, you are going to start the job from the scratch. You will be using the truncate. You are going to drop the all the data. You will keep the table structure remain same, and only you are going to drop the table because anyhow you are going to start the job from the scratch. project environment, you shouldn't be using the truncate. You you will not get that requirement because the product already, the application is already in a production. There will be huge amount of data. When you apply the truncate, everything will be lost. So should be careful about when you're using the truncate. Okay, that's fine. Now here my requirement is I don't want to drop all the employees, only the people who are getting this 142 people who are getting the salary about 17,500 rupees. Just we want to drop those people. Now here we are going to say it here, delete table, delete table. This is an employee where salary is greater than 17,500. 17,500 we are going to say it here. Oh, delete employee, sorry, not table. What happened? Delete. Okay, what is that? Here near delete table. Delete table. Employee where. Okay.
You need to use the from class. From.
Okay. Delete from. Yeah. Employee. We are going to take it here. Star also you didn't take that. Delete from. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, that is the syntax. Delete from. Yeah, delete from. You are going to delete from the employee where salary is greater than 17,000. Like no, it is saying that hey, 142 records has been deleted. It is saying here. It is saying that it has been deleted. The 142 records it is deleted here. Now, if I go and count this here, select count star from employee. Okay, so you'll select count star from employee. You will get the 858 plus 142, which is going to be 1,000. So already 142 records has been deleted here. The difference between the delete and truncate is delete is a DML command, DDL command is a truncate. Once you use the truncate, entire data is going to be dropped from the table. You cannot get it back that here. And a delete, if you are before committing that, you can roll back. You can do the rollback, whether it works or not. I am not sure. Yeah, I never checked this with the. Okay, now I'm going to do this here. Select count star. Okay. There is no transactions in progress. Rollback. Okay, it has been committed. Yeah, we need to set the option to auto commit false. We need to set that here. Even I don't know in PostgreSQL how to set that here. Let me check that. Yeah, because of PostgreSQL, so I started using the last 1 week. Earlier I never used this. Yeah, fine. No problem. Yeah, because SQL knowledge is what are the database. It doesn't matter. Like no, there will be a small mistakes. We'll make it here. We'll learn from that. Yeah, we'll learn and we'll go ahead with that. Yeah. So I think last week only we started using PostgreSQL. Last 2 weeks, I can say that. Now that's fine. The difference between truncate and the delete is when you're using the delete, you can delete the entire table data. Also, you can delete that here. Suppose if I'm doing here, delete from. If you don't apply any condition here, it's going to delete all the records. It's going to delete. Then you may ask the question, what's the difference between truncate and the delete? Truncate and delete. Truncate automatically it will commit. Delete it won't commit. You can do the rollback. Yeah, I need to see that syntax how to set the rollback auto commit false. How to set that in PGSQL. So you can set that option and you can do the rollback. But your truncate you cannot roll back. And when you have the data has to be deleted based on some conditions. You cannot use the truncate. Then you have to use the only delete. So that is the difference between truncate and the delete. And now you may ask the one more question: what is the drop and truncate and delete? What is the difference between them? Drop is used to drop the entire table structure. When you are dropping the table structure, obviously it is going to delete the data as well. Correct? It is going to delete the data. It is going to delete the event database object also. The table itself it will be dropped. And when you use the truncate, Table remains same, only it is going to delete the empty the table. Yeah, you can say that no, it is going to drop the only table data. Delete is used for to delete the records from the table. To delete the records from the table, we use the delete command. We are going to use it here. Yeah, and when you use the delete, you can apply the where class we can apply. In truncate drop, you don't have the where class. Yeah, that's the only difference, you can say that. And then we discussed about the constraints. What are the constraints? We named that constraints. We didn't use these constraints at all. We'll see that how you are going to use the constraints, that not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, and default. These are the constraints. And these constraints also can be applied in 2 levels. One is a table level, another one is a column level. When to apply the table level, when to apply the column level. So we'll discuss in the next class. And at the same time, how to connect with the command prompt and how to set your DB path, how you are going to connect with the your database. Just we learned that, and then we created a table, then we imported the SQL script, how we are going to import the SQL script into that, and how to do the alteration of the table, like now how we are going to add the column. So these are the things we discussed in today's class, and tomorrow I'll be discussing about the some more functions I'm going to discuss, and then we'll use the constraints. By using the constraints, we'll try to create a one application which will connect the 4 or 5 tables it is going to connect. Yeah, and how we are going to use these constraints, I'll explain tomorrow, and we'll learn about the joins and all these concepts in the next class. Before I wind up, any questions? If you have any questions, I'll take your questions. Otherwise, I'm done for the day. You can go ahead with your plans.